What if I told you there are places on Earth where humans should never live, but people tried anyway? A lake so toxic it turns animals into stone statues. A town where radiation will kill you in minutes. And an island where the air itself is poisonous. These sound like scenes from a disaster movie, but they're real places on our planet. Here are 25 places humans should never live. Number 1. The Stone-Making Lake. At first glance, Lake Natron in Tanzania looks strangely beautiful. Its waters shimmer with a reddish glow beneath the African sun, surrounded by quiet volcanic landscapes. But this lake hides one of the most extreme chemical environments on Earth. Its water can reach a pH level of 12, making it almost as alkaline as household ammonia. Animals that fall into it often become coated in mineral deposits, leaving behind eerie figures along the shoreline, as if the lake itself were turning living creatures into stone statues. Yet somehow, life still finds a way. Millions of flamingos nest along the lake's edges, making it one of the most dangerous yet fascinating lakes on the planet. Number 2. The Nuclear Ghost Zone. After the Chernobyl disaster in 1986, an enormous region of northern Ukraine became contaminated with radioactive fallout. Entire cities were abandoned overnight. Today, the Chernobyl exclusion zone remains largely empty of human life. Wild animals have slowly returned to the forests, but many areas still contain radiation levels unsafe for long-term human habitation. Number 3. The crater that never stopped burning. In the middle of Turkmenistan's desert lies a fiery pit known as the Door to Hell. It began in 1971 when a Soviet drilling operation accidentally collapsed into a cavern filled with natural gas. Scientists ignited the gas, expecting it to burn out in a few weeks. More than 5 decades later, the crater is still burning. Standing at its edge feels like staring directly into the center of the Earth. Number 4. The Lake of Blue Fire. Deep inside Indonesia's Kawah Ijon volcano lies one of the most dangerous lakes on Earth. The water is filled with concentrated sulfuric acid, making it deadly to both humans and wildlife. But at night, something even stranger happens. Burning sulfur gases ignite as they escape from cracks in the volcano, spilling down the mountain like glowing rivers of blue fire. The scene looks beautiful, but the air here is filled with toxic fumes that can make breathing difficult within minutes. Number 5. The lake that suffocates entire villages. In 1986, a peaceful lake in Cameroon suddenly became the center of one of the strangest natural disasters ever recorded. Without warning, Lake Nyos released a massive cloud of carbon dioxide trapped beneath its waters. The invisible gas rolled silently across nearby villages like a slow-moving blanket of death, suffocating more than 1,700 people and thousands of animals in a matter of minutes. This rare phenomenon, known as a limnic eruption, can occur when deep volcanic lakes suddenly release trapped gas. Today, scientists monitor the lake carefully, but the threat still exists. Before we continue, which place so far shocked you the most? And if you're enjoying the video, make sure to give us a like and subscribe for more fascinating and mysterious places from around the world. 6th, the Poisoned Pit Lake. In Montana lies Berkeley Pit, a massive former copper mine that slowly filled with water after the mine closed. But this isn't a normal lake. The water is so acidic and filled with toxic heavy metals that birds landing on its surface can die within minutes. To prevent mass die-offs, loud cannons are fired regularly to scare birds away from the water. What was once a booming mining site has become one of the most toxic lakes on Earth. 7th, the coldest village on Earth. In a remote corner of Siberia lies a village where winter temperatures can drop below 60 degrees Celsius. This place is called Oymyakon, and it's officially one of the coldest inhabited locations on Earth. At these temperatures, Breathing the air can feel like inhaling needles of ice. Car engines freeze solid overnight. And if you throw a cup of boiling water into the air, it instantly turns into a cloud of snow before it hits the ground. Even simple things become dangerous. Metal can stick to bare skin like glue, and frostbite can begin forming in just minutes. Yet somehow, around 500 people still live here, surviving in a world where winter isn't just cold, it's brutally unforgiving. 8th, Earth's most toxic landscape. In northern Ethiopia lies Dalol, a place that barely looks like Earth. Bright yellow sulfur fields bubble with boiling acid pools while toxic gases escape from cracks in the ground. Temperatures here often climb above 45 degrees Celsius, making it one of the hottest places ever recorded. The chemical conditions are so extreme that scientists once believed nothing could survive here. Standing in Dalol feels less like visiting Earth, and more like stepping onto another planet. 9th, Japan's abandoned towns. In 2011, a massive earthquake and tsunami struck Japan's northeastern coast. The disaster triggered a nuclear meltdown at the Fukushima Daiichi power plant, forcing tens of thousands of residents to evacuate. Even today, some towns remain abandoned due to lingering radiation contamination. It's a haunting reminder of how quickly a thriving community can become a restricted zone. 10th, the Nuclear Waste Valley. Hidden in the mountains of Kyrgyzstan lies Meilu-Su, one of the most polluted places on Earth. During the Soviet era, massive uranium mines operated here, leaving behind millions of tons of radioactive waste. Many of these waste piles sit dangerously close to rivers and unstable slopes. A major landslide could spread radioactive material across large parts of Central Asia. 11th, the most radioactive lake in history. For decades, Karachay Lake in Russia was used as a dumping site for nuclear waste. At one point, the radiation levels were so extreme that standing near the shore for just 1 hour could deliver a lethal dose. To prevent the contamination from spreading further, the lake was eventually covered with layers of concrete and rock. Even today, it remains one of the most dangerous places ever created by human industry. But sometimes, the danger doesn't come from chemicals or radiation. Sometimes, it comes from nature itself. 12th, the island of deadly snakes. Off the coast of Brazil lies Snake Island, one of the most dangerous islands on Earth. The island is home to the golden lancehead, a highly venomous snake found nowhere else on the planet. Because the island has very few predators, the snake population exploded over time. Some estimates suggest there may be thousands of snakes living there, making it one of the densest snake populations in the world. Today, the Brazilian government has banned civilians from visiting. 13th, the Forbidden Island. Far out in the Indian Ocean lies North Sentinel Island, home to one of the last completely isolated tribes on Earth. The Sentinelese people have lived here for thousands of years and fiercely reject any outside contact. Attempts to approach the island have often been met with arrows and spears. For both safety and respect, the island is strictly protected, and outsiders are not allowed to land there. 14th, the loneliest island on Earth. If you traveled to Bouvet Island, you would find one of the most isolated places on the entire planet. Located in the South Atlantic Ocean, the island is covered almost entirely by glaciers. Violent storms constantly batter the coastline, and there are no permanent human settlements. In fact, reaching Bouvet Island is so difficult that only a handful of expeditions have ever set foot there. 15th, the mountain with impossible weather. At the summit of Mount Washington in the United States, the weather can become deadly within minutes. This mountain once recorded wind speeds of 372 kilometers per hour, among the strongest ever measured on Earth. Temperatures can plunge far below freezing even during the summer, For climbers caught in sudden storms, survival can depend on reaching shelter quickly. 16th, the hottest place on Earth. In California's Death Valley, temperatures have reached an incredible 56.7 degrees Celsius, the highest air temperature ever recorded on Earth. The extreme heat pushes the human body to its limits. Without water or shade, dehydration and heat stroke can occur surprisingly quickly. Despite the harsh conditions, it remains one of the most fascinating landscapes on the planet. 17th, the burning desert. The Danakil Desert in East Africa sits at the intersection of three tectonic plates. The ground here is constantly shifting as volcanic activity reshapes the landscape. Boiling hot springs, toxic gas vents, and scorching temperatures combine to create one of the most hostile environments on Earth. Some scientists believe it closely resembles conditions found on early Earth, or even other planets. 18th, the forest that confuses compasses. At the baths of Japan's Mount Fuji lies Aokigahara Forest, a dense woodland formed on ancient lava flows. The thick trees and magnetic rocks beneath the soil can interfere with compasses and navigation devices. Combined with the forest's dense vegetation, it's incredibly easy to lose your sense of direction. Once inside, the quiet and isolation can feel almost unsettling. 19th, the Island of Crocodiles. Ramri Island in Myanmar is home to one of the largest populations of saltwater crocodiles in the world. These reptiles are among the biggest and most aggressive predators on Earth. Entering their territory is extremely dangerous, especially in the island's vast mangrove swamps. Few animals, or humans, would survive long there. 20th, the island that needed gas masks. On the Japanese island of Miyakijima, volcanic gases constantly leak from underground vents. At one point, sulfur dioxide levels became so high that residents were required to carry gas masks at all times. Although people have returned to parts of the island, the volcanic activity continues to make life there unpredictable. 21st, the shipwrecked coast. Namibia's Skeleton Coast is one of the most haunting shorelines on Earth. Thick ocean fog collides with shifting desert dunes, creating dangerous navigation conditions. Over centuries, countless ships have wrecked along this coastline. Rusting shipwrecks and scattered whale bones still line the shore, as if the ocean itself has been collecting trophies for centuries. 22nd, the driest place on Earth. Deep inside Chile's Atacama Desert lies one of the most extreme dry environments ever recorded. Some weather stations here have never recorded a single drop of rain. The soil is so dry and salty that many microorganisms cannot survive. Because of this, NASA often tests equipment here that will one day explore Mars. 23rd, the storm-battered Antarctic island. Heard Island, located in the Southern Ocean, is dominated by glaciers and an active volcano. Violent winds and freezing temperatures make it one of the harshest environments on Earth. Its remote location means almost no humans have ever visited it. Nature still completely rules this island. 24th, the city at the edge of the Sahara. Timbuktu sits on the edge of the Sahara Desert in Mali and has long been known for its extreme environment. Temperatures often soar above 40 degrees Celsius, and powerful sandstorms can sweep across the region with little warning. Water is scarce, and the desert continues to slowly expand toward the city. While Timbuktu was once a legendary center of trade and learning, its harsh climate and isolation make everyday life there incredibly challenging. 25th, the town that's been burning for decades. Beneath the quiet streets of Centralia, Pennsylvania, a fire has been burning underground for more than 60 years. It started in 1962 when a landfill fire accidentally ignited a massive coal seam beneath the town. The flames slowly spread through miles of underground tunnels, releasing toxic gases and causing the ground to crack open in places. Eventually, the danger became too great, and nearly every resident was forced to leave. Today, Centralia stands as a haunting ghost town, slowly burning from below. Earth is full of incredible places, but some corners of our planet are simply too extreme for humans to call home. From toxic lakes and radioactive wastelands to deserts that feel like another world, these locations remind us how powerful and unpredictable nature can be. Which one shocked you the most? Let me know in the comments.